All right, welcome back to DC Roofing Stadium. 8U, Tremaine Hearns, West Melbourne Spurs, and Quincy Parquette's Cocoa 8U team. Again, Cocoa coming in unbeaten on the day, or unbeaten on the season, and West Melbourne 8-1. The lone loss, Cocoa, I think I have that backwards. I'm sure you all remind me if I do. This Cocoa will get the ball first here. No, Cocoa is 9U, or Cocoa is 9-0, and West Melbourne is 8-1. Cocoa going to start off with 5 wide receivers to the right, a running back in the backfield. And congratulations to Cocoa as they have already claimed a Super Bowl with a thrilling flag championship. Here we go. Play one. Motion man. And flags to start. And that's not a shock in a championship game. So the Tigers are going to get a false start here. Back them up 5. Quarterback looks to be Osiris Parquette. So Osiris that would be the son of Coach Quincy. Oh, my bad, I hit the camera. And West Melbourne swallows it up whole, and I mean whole. And yeah, I got no shot at the West Melbourne. I mean no shot at all at these West Melbourne numbers. Obviously, these jerseys were not designed for broadcasters. I mean no shot. Coco's I can see plain as day. It looks like the next team coming up's got white numbers, which I can see on the blue jerseys. But, yeah, sorry, West Melbourne. No shot at all. Now it's 2nd and 16, and this is a youth football formation. Straight up the gut, and look at this. Oh, my goodness. This is Parquette, and he could go. He's across the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He breaks the one tackle he needed to. 10, 5, touchdown, Cocoa. 75 yards on play 2, 3, and it's 6-0. But there's a flag. Osiris Parquette will have a 75-yard touchdown wiped off the board. No, the touchdown's good, okay. So Osiris Parquette with a 75-yard touchdown run. Broke the one tackle he needed to and into the end zone. And in the blink of an eye, third play of the game, I should say, it's 6-0. And West Melbourne looked like they had it stopped. And Osiris just broke through, and away he went. And it was no joke how he broke that last tackle like he was a senior in high school. And now West Melbourne's going to have to answer. Yeah, Cocoa has just wasted a timeout for some reason. So there you go. 8-16, 3 plays into the game, and the Tigers lead this thing 6-0. Looking to make it 10-0 this year and a perfect season. They're off to a perfect start. Goodness gracious. And if you're stepping into the booth with me today for the first time here on Brevard Sports Network, I'm going to give these kids everything. So I'm going to scream when they break runs like that. So you may want to adjust the volume on your handheld device, or if you got us zooming on TV with YouTube, I might be able to pop a speaker when you see a run like that, because these kids deserve it. They play their hearts out for it. And we can't seem to get this extra point off for some reason. Oh, they're going to kick this thing, man. Are you serious? Yeah, that didn't have a shot. All right. 8:16 to go. And Cocoa leads it 6-0. All right, here we go. West Melbourne with their first possession. I'll try to get you the quarterback's number. I just, they got blue on blue for the numbers, and yeah, good luck. You know who it is. Leave it in the comments. 10-minute quarters they play. And it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Spurs at the 35, their own 35. Triple I formation. Nice little stutter. Oh, look at this little move right here. That's going to be a first down and more. Nice run. I'm going to take a shot and say that was number 5 carrying that. Because if it was, that'd be Eli McQuay. So Eli McQuay with a nice run there. And now, after having the defender fall flat on his face mask, McQuay having some equipment issues, and they better hurry. They might be forced to burn a timeout here. McQuay's going to step out. Probably should have done that to begin with. Hands are up. Under 10 to go. 3, 2, 1, 0. Is that, no, that's not 0. They get it off. All right, I thought that was 0. And this time, same play basically, but Cocoa swallows it whole. Looks like number 44 in there on the stop for the Tigers. Nope. Maybe 14. That would be Nazir Brown. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Spurs looking to answer after Cyrus Parquette ran 75 yards for a touchdown. Triple I again throwing out of it this time. He's got a receiver, and that's caught. What a pitch and catch. Beautiful throw. Beautiful catch. West Melbourne showing the passing game here. Looks like the quarterback for West Melbourne is number 2. And if that is the case, it's 7-year-old Jason Jones. Great catch. How about that play? You don't see that at 8U too often. Triple I formation again. Capital I call it. That took way too long to develop in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 2, so it'll be 2nd down and 12. Yeah, that just took too long to develop. So I believe Jones is the quarterback. Breaks the huddle. And they'll send 3 wide receivers to the far side. And Jones is alone in the backfield. 4:15 to play in the first quarter. Jones drops, throws. Oh, my goodness gracious. That was read absolutely perfect. And a great timely hit there by the Cocoa Tigers. Harrison Milton. Could be a Ryson Milton. But he timed it perfectly. Milton, I know for sure, timed it perfectly. And now it's 3rd and 12. Big play for the West Melbourne Spurs here. Coach Tremaine Hearns, Robert Barbello, Tyler Hagelin, Joshua Henry, Jesse Jones, Shontavius May. The coaches. Oh, it's a counter, but Coco's waiting on it. And there you go. That's how you don't overcommit. A little jet back to the far side. And the stop made perfectly by Kyan Thompson. And now it's 4th and about 14. And the Tigers defense steps up. 3:35 to play in the opening quarter. Going to throw it. Flushed out. And he's going to go down. And that's a sack. And that's a turnover on downs. On the sack by Marshawn Williams. Marshawn Williams on the sack. Want to say good morning to my man, CFAT. What's up, CFAT? Congratulations on a great win last night. See you Friday night. The only game in town Friday night, a rematch of the district championship between O'Galley and Merritt Island. O'Galley's defense pitching a shutout last night in round 1 against a good Tavares offense. Tavares likes to get in the mud and run the ball, and ain't nobody better than that than O'Galley. And they came out and showed them who was boss. Jay-Sean. Xavier Corbin with 2 60-plus yard touchdown runs. And Larice. Oh, that ball's out. Out, and West Melbourne's got it. Recovered. The snap was high. And recovering it is Anthony Valentine Jr., a name familiar to Cocoa fans. But West Melbourne will get it right back. The first turnover of the game goes to the Spurs. But last night, Xavier Larice with a nice touchdown pass in that one. 60 yards. And next week, Kevin Verpale, he looked great last night against Titusville. Oh, look at that run. That's a good job by the quarterback right there to read that and take that hole, recognize that he had more of an opportunity to keep that football than he did pitching it out. He does not pitch it out. He keeps it, and it's 2nd and 4. I'm going to talk to you about that Titusville Merritt Island game last night because I got my own opinion on that. And again, this time, but Tiger's speed is too much east and west as Milton again on the stop. You know, I heard some people saying that that maybe, you know, some of the Titusville players may have quit. I didn't look. Sometimes the other team can suck the will out of you, and that game was 14-0 in the blink of an eye. And Kevin Verpale last night was just straight throwing darts in that game, and a lot of times that can happen. You can have your will sucked out. Titusville fought back to 14-7, but they just didn't have a game plan in the secondary that could stop the three-headed monster of Robinson, Sarver, and Deshaun Thomas. Look at this. Look at this. Breaking tackles down the sidelines to the 10-yard line, 11-yard line. Oh, the ball came out, and it's Coco football. He punched it out, and the Tigers recover. And that ball just comes out at the end. And Coco with a sigh of relief there. So the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 11. 92 seconds to play. In the first quarter. He's still on his feet. West Melbourne is just not tackling. And finally bring him down. West Melbourne's got to wrap up and bring him to the ground. That's a good run. I believe that's Kendrick on the carry. But I was just more impressed last night with how that Titusville or how that Merritt Island offense played than anything. I mean, the first 3 touchdowns of the game were to 3 different receivers. High school football, it's unusual when you have to defend 5 receivers on the field. But when you play Merritt Island, they've got 5 legit guys, Femi, Sarver, Robinson, Thomas, who can all catch the football. And to the left, trying to get that edge, does get that edge. And that should be the final play of the first quarter. It will be. But we had 5 Brevard teams move on last night as Vieira with a 54-14 win last night, the most points Vieira has scored in a playoff game. In fact, it's their biggest playoff victory since beating Gaither 56-0 in the first round. That's the end of the first quarter. Since beating Gaither 56-0 in the first round, back when Kevin Mays was the head coach. MCC picked up a win. It's not often you see a 3-7 team go into the regional finals, but that's exactly what we've got as MCC played a gauntlet of a 1A schedule this year. We're rewarded for it by getting OCP, their district foe, in the regular season for a district championship, hosted the playoff game last night, a weird game, 7-4 in the fourth quarter. OCP with a couple of 2-run home runs, and then Noah Flores took over. And then the super sensational freshman Ja'Cory Mills, former Satellite youth football standout, with a pick 6 in his first playoff game, high school playoff game. They really going to put 1 second back on this clock? Yeah, they are. Third down. And now we got a flag. Well, at least I changed the quarter. That's going to go against Coco, so now it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Timeout, Tigers. I'm not quite sure why you would take a timeout with 1 second to go in the first quarter. I don't understand that. I think West Melbourne's asking, why didn't the quarter run out? The referee gave the indication to run the clock. I mean, Coco's got to be more clock aware than that. I mean, you're 1 second away from getting the kids for 90 seconds at least. Unless there's something pressing on this play you had to do with 1 second to go in the first quarter. I just don't understand burning the timeout. 3rd down and inches here. And that now is the end of the quarter. All right, so that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. The teams will switch sides. We'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back. Question on the board is, who does the Cocoa Tigers varsity football team play next? And before let me just get that out of the way now so that I don't leave you in suspense. CCCA. Sorry, I couldn't resist on that one. Clearwater. They're going to travel to Clearwater and Calvary Christian is the name. They're going to play Calvary Christian, the number 2 seed in the region, who nearly got upset last night by the number 7 seed, Santa Fe. In fact, Santa Fe had the lead 30-27 with a little under 2 minutes to go in that game, and Calvary Christian scored, and to win the game. But Champ Smith with a nice game last night, talking about precision. 4 touchdown passes to 4 different receivers last night. Maul, Varys, Tank White with a heck of a game last night, doing some great blocking downfield, had a great catch and run for a touchdown. And Zay Hawkins with a touchdown catch as well. 2 touchdown runs, Javion Scott and Zay Chappell. And the Tigers' dark side defense shut Newberry down again. 13, they give up just 13. And the Tigers now on to the regional semifinals for the 19th consecutive season, 20th actually. There is only one in-county game next week, and that is Merritt Island at O'Galley. Third down for Coco. Glad you could all be with me today. I hope you can stay with me all day today. Won't you be my neighbor? It's lonely up here for 13 hours, man. Caleb's not here with me today. I brought the wrong mixer, so Billy Palmer can't join me on the broadcast because I don't have a place to plug up the second headset. Oh, look at this run. Here we go. At the 50. He's at the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Cocoa Tigers. No flags. And Josiah Cooper with a beautiful 65-yard touchdown run, and the Tigers lead it 12-0. What a run. Patient, then burst. Say hello to my good buddy Jacob Sams on the broadcast, watching my man Jacob. Jacob, we going to go do that lunch, man. Won't be tomorrow, though, man. I'm going to be dead dog tired tomorrow. Kick back watching the Ravens tomorrow. Actually, I'm not. We have a previous engagement, so I'll watch the Ravens on tape delay tomorrow. That's why we can't do the D2 games. So here we go with the extra points. The Tigers look to make it. They're going to kick it as the Tigers look to make it 14-0. And the same young man that just ran the football 65 yards just missed that one, just a little short. But with 8:14 to go in the first half, 65-yard touchdown run by Josiah Cooper. Or I gave you the wrong player because they have 7 on one side, 6 on the other. That was Harrison Milton. Harrison Milton with the touchdown. My apologies to the Milton family. Milton with the touchdown. Milton with the extra point miss. Back in 30. Welcome back to DC Roofing Stadium. I always feel bad when that happens. Go Flock Nation. Ain't that the truth? Man, I'll tell you. I was a little worried this week when Lamar missed some practice. But y'all got to talk to me today, too. It's a long day. We do. It ain't often we broadcast on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously anymore. So I get to actually see the comments today. So when y'all cursing me out, man, just remember I can see it today. 8:01 to play here. I can't see them on the YouTube. And then when you go back to watch the YouTube broadcast, for some reason all the comments are gone. 1st and 5. Probably information I should have kept to myself there, but you can. Oh, my goodness gracious. He was in there, and flags fly, false start, and that'll back him up. Now we're 1st and 10 again. Coming up at halftime, nothing. Take a break, 10-minute break. Got to get my breaks in here today. See what I'm gonna call around and see where we can travel to. I'm not going anywhere. I want to see Merritt Island and O'Galley next week. But I'm gonna see where we can travel to broadcast next week. And see if maybe they'll let us come over to Clearwater. Oh my! Pop! Ray Lewis-esque on that hit. Number 0 came in there and just laid the boom. Osiris Parquette, who had the 75-yard touchdown run, lays a hit that'll make Dick Buckus, Ray Lewis, all of them proud. Goodness. I felt that one. Patrick in the tree stand today. What you getting up there? You getting anything? I want to see the catch, man. 3rd down. Thanksgiving, man. You know, that's what I miss about living up north. Going over to Bay Bridge to the Eastern Shore, Maryland. this time of the year. Nice throw. And, well, actually he overthrew him. And that's going to bring up fourth down, and West Melbourne is obviously going to punt here. It'll get cooler later. I came today in a polo and a sweatshirt. That's off. I'm sitting here in a T-shirt and jeans. And that, as you know, Florida, late falls, you start the day, it's cool. Then you take all the layers off, then you put them all back on. We're going to get a water break here with 5:40. Why are we running the clock? They punt it. That's okay. So they punt it. Clock running. 5:33 to play and running. So this game was 18-0 last time these two teams. They played that game at Cocoa back on September the 13th. The Tigers finished the regular season 9-0. See if I can remember who everybody plays next week. MCC, Carrollwood Day. That's the top team, one of the two top teams in 1A. Cocoa, as we already told you. Calvary Christian. In 3A, Merritt Island and O'Galley. 4A, Rockledge eliminated. 5A, Heritage eliminated. 6A, Vieira, with a huge win last night over Riverview, will travel to play the top seed in 6A, Armwood. Looking for some daylight on the far right. Tries to cut. Oh, what a cut. And West Melbourne delivering hits on the far sideline, preventing Kendrick from breaking one. Well, man, Hadley giving a big shout out to the West Melbourne 8U cheerleaders. We'll show them. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Nice job, ladies. So 2nd and 11 for Cocoa. 4:30 to play, first half. Uh-oh. Got to get him there. And they will. That's it. You wrap up and you hang on. That's nice job by West Melbourne, preventing the ball carrier, Kyan Jones, from picking up any end. And now it's 3rd and 21. So 3rd and 21. We'll be getting into soccer and basketball coming up here on Brevard Sports Network. No time to rest. Before you know it, it'll be baseball and softball season. And we'll be right back here next year. Central Florida hoping for a hog or a deer. All right, man. Outstanding. I'll tell you, when I first moved to Florida 16 years ago, I was driving up in Titusville, and I didn't know wild hogs were prevalent down here. And I was driving through Titusville and US 1, and I happened to look on the side of the road and saw a pack of wild hogs. I just knew they were hogs. I had to pull over and make sure. And my ex-wife, who was with me at the time, looked at me and said, "Are you nuts?" I said, "Are they hogs?" She's like, "Yeah, they're hogs, and they will come after you, man." I'd never seen one before. Little swing pass here. A curious city boy. I had to see it for myself. I mean, that ain't like passing, one or two deer on the side of the road. You don't see that every day in Baltimore. 3:21 to go. Fourth down and forever now. And I'll see if Coco elects to punt here. Something tells me they may go for this. No, they're going to punt. So they do punt. I mean, like when you move to Florida, like there's alligators, right? I mean, you know there's alligators everywhere, right? So you don't you don't venture into ponds or water, you don't do that. But I didn't know anything about a hog. Patrick, I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Us Mid-Atlantic guys, man, we don't know anything about that stuff up there. Don't get the hogs roaming around. So it's first and I mean, is it first and 11 or is it first and 10? I mean, what are we doing here, guys? With the chains. Why are they going the other way? What is the chain gang doing? They still are not set. And he's going to have a first down, I think. The chain gang never got set. Yeah, they're just going to keep walking. They're not awake yet. 2:45 to play in the half. Melbourne's bending this Cocoa defense a little, but they're not breaking it. They need to break it on this drive. The Spurs, first and 10 at the Cocoa 48. All kinds of motion going on. Yeah, here comes backside, and it's a jet, and the ball's on the ground, and nothing but 3 Tigers got it. And with 2:39 to go, the Cocoa Tigers, did West Melbourne get under there and get that ball back? Because if he did, 3 Cocoa Tigers converged to fall on that ball. And if West Melbourne got that back, that is an incredible job by the Spurs to get that foot. Who's coming out of that pile? Because he deserves some kudos. That is a heck of a play. It could be number 4. If it is number 4, that's Anthony Valentine, who comes out of that pile with that ball when I didn't even see a blue jersey in there. Nice job, young man. Great hustle. It's a loss of 1, second and 11. 1:50 to play in the half. Ball's out again. So 2 times the Spurs have put the ball on the ground. And it's now 3rd and 11. Clock running. West Melbourne, I should say, in no hurry. 3rd and 11 here. Big play. 4th down, they'll obviously punt this. Cocoa, as we know, blew a timeout right before the end of the first quarter with 1 second to play in the quarter. Another motion play. Oh, and again, Osiris Parquet comes in and just ends the offensive drive for the Spurs. Parquet unblocked, wraps up, and it's 4th down and forever with 39.3 seconds to play in the first half. This Tigers' little dark side defense getting it done today. Timeout on the field. All right, 39.3 seconds to play in the half. The West Melbourne Spurs desperately trying to get something ignited here on the offensive side of the football against the dark side defense that shut them out last time 18-0, and so far through nearly 6 quarters of play have handled West Melbourne 30-0. That's going back to the September 13th game at Coco. And now it's fourth and forever. And let's see what they elect to do here. Will they quick kick this? Nope. They're going to keep it. And Coco makes them pay. In there on the stop that time is Roland Bell. And Bell gets in there. And he rings the bell of the ball carrier. And it is 1st and 10 for the Tigers with 34.3 seconds to go. Now you wish you had those timeouts. But 1st and 10 at the Spurs 46. And listen, 34 seconds is still plenty of time for Osiris Parkett or Harrison Milton to get in the end zone. I think that still might be pronounced Arizon Milton. I'm not sure. But here we go. Coco has showed you twice here today a 75-yard touchdown run by Parkett and a 65-yard touchdown run by Milton. So they can put it in here and make it 18-0 before the half. And they're going to throw it. And that's incomplete. Quarterback on that play was number 13, Bryson Holland. Marcus May down there somewhere? That might be him down there with the hat on backwards. And then last night in SSAA action, American Heritage Delray Beach ended Space Coast season. And Merritt Island Christian season came to an end. Those games were in the state semifinals for the SSAA reverse. Oh, no, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is Milton outside, 20 seconds. Milton cuts back, steps out of bounds. No, he doesn't. Probably should have. And now he's all the way down to the 18-yard line with 11 seconds to go. And Coco, I don't think, has any timeouts left. They'll get one more playoff. One more playoff here as they rush back onto the field. The clock is running. Don't know why they went to their coach. And they're not going to get this playoff as West Melbourne trots on a play. And that's going to be a flag. That's got to be a flag. You got to throw that flag. Why that's not a penalty is beyond me. On the sidelines, the player did not get off in time. And West Melbourne's going to run off the field and thank their lucky stars. Not only that, but he was offsides. Should have been a flag. It wasn't a flag. And that's what the chain gang's asking. Why do you throw the flag? That's a flag. But anyway, it's 12-0 halftime. We'll be back with the second half in 10 minutes here on BSN. Darkside Junior defense takes the field. The 8U Cocoa Tigers looking to go 2 for 2 for the program today as they picked up a flag football championship with a great victory, great game that was over the Melbourne Elite Chargers, 13-12. The extra point was the deciding factor. And again, we don't have the chain gang. You see them on the bottom of your screen there running to get set up. They only knew they had 10 minutes to get there. Why is there 9:50 to go? Put the clock back to 10 minutes. Let's get this right. This is week 13, gentlemen. Clock's at 9:50. Chain gang's not set up. Come on now, let's go. West Melbourne will get the ball to start the second half here, and they need to do something offensively. They need to find something that's going to work against this defense. And that appears not to be it as another flag comes flying in from the far judge. Now we can put the tripod back a little closer to the edge here as the sun has officially gone behind the booth. So the little vibration you feel there is or see there, because if you felt it, that would be weird. Camera sliding up. Couldn't be a more perfect day here for football. I've also got, let's see here, I've got, where's that? Right there. I don't know if you can see that. I've got my iPad here for college game. I don't have a tree stand I mean, doing some hunting. Nothing like that. But I got a pretty good setup up here. Oh, my goodness gracious. A quarterback was not ready for that snap, and the West Melbourne Spurs right now have started the second half in much of the same fashion. The first half went for them offensively. Not good, and it is now 2nd and 27. 2nd and 27. And if West Melbourne keeps shooting themselves in the foot, there's not much Cocoa is going to have to do. A penalty and now a bad snap, and the Spurs are already started in a deep second half hole here. Ball is on the 12-yard line. Triple I, big I. Yeah, they ran into each other, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 30. 1:32 in just, yeah. So this is 3rd and a trip all the way back to West Melbourne. Well, no, that's too close, because I don't think that conveys the down and distance needed here, or the distance needed here. Pitt Notre Dame today. Who you got? Who you got in that one? Pittsburgh sold out. Speaking of Pitt, that's where I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Verpail was up there today, the Merritt Island quarterback. He's committed to Pittsburgh. I'd want to visit to that game. Whistles and a timeout. So it is Murphy's Law for the Spurs to start the second half. Whatever could go wrong is going wrong. 7:10 to play in the third, and this is certainly not what was discussed at halftime. Coming up next, the Cocoa Tigers program will take a break as the Fort Pierce Firehawks Red 10UB team will take the field under the guidance and tutelage of head coach Booker Eccles III. And they'll take on the West Melbourne Outlaws, the 10U team, under head coach Ron Kruger. Give you the lowdown on that coming up. Looking to throw because that's all they can do. Picked off. And this, is he going to go for a pick six? Cuts back at the 10. He's at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 3. Ball picked off by number 5. Jerron Kendrick just picked it off. And Cocoa now set up quite nicely on their first possession of half 2. First and goal from the 4. As the Tigers look to equal their score against the Spurs back on September 13th, in which they defeated them 18-0. Oh, wow, they're talking to Tony Dorsett on game day. And old TD, number 33, man, you can definitely hear some of the effects of some of the hits he took when he played. Jerome Bettis as well. TD, one of the greatest touchdown runs I've ever seen as a kid on Monday Night Football. 100 yards against the Minnesota Vikings. I'll never forget it. First and goal from the 4 as the Tigers and Osiris Parquette, the quarterback, is taking straight up the middle, and he'll get forward progress to the 2. So it'll be second and goal from the 2. 6:43 to play in the third quarter in a game that's been all Cocoa. They just never seem to be, in youth football in general, they never are in a hurry between plays. Not that you always got to be in a hurry up. It's quarterbacks always running to the sidelines and little motion here, and the pitch to number 1, and West Melbourne reads it well, but number 1 slides and still on his feet, does not get in. It'll be third and goal from the 1. So Cocoa taking every down here to get in. What was a first and goal from the 4 is now a third and goal from the 1. The ball carrier there, Marshawn Williams. Let's see who finishes the drive. Right now, it won't be anybody because we got 1, 2. Oh, my goodness, we got 2 players down. We got one from West Melbourne and one from Cocoa. The big game tonight, the one that I know I'm going to look up on the Facebook page and see over 100 people watching, is going to be the 14U game. That's going to have the feeling of a high school state championship game tonight, as it's Merritt Island and Cocoa in that one. And again, you got 2 teams coming in, one undefeated, that's Cocoa. The other with 1 loss, that's Merritt Island. That 1 loss, yeah, that was the Cocoa. So a revenge factor at play in that one tonight, as it is here today. Parquette under center, third and goal from the 1. And we're going to get a flag, and now it's going to be third and goal from the 6 after a false start. And the Tigers are now the ones shooting themselves in the foot. 4-down territory. So they got 2 downs to pick up 6 yards and get in the end zone. I don't understand here why they wouldn't run something to the perimeter. That has seemed to work wonders for them thus far in this one. And I'd try to get to the perimeter, maybe a jet, nothing in that bunch formation. And I would run away from the right side. I'd go left, but they're going to go right. And West Melbourne reads it like a Dr. Seuss book. And it's going to be a loss of 3, and it's going to be fourth and goal now from the 8-yard line. And West Melbourne not done yet. Fourth and goal. They had first and goal from the 4, and the Tigers lackadaisically with a couple of blasé running plays up the middle. The West Melbourne shut down, and then that one cut right into the teeth of the Spurs defense, and now the Tigers find themselves in a 4th and goal all the way back at the 8-yard line. So that's a loss of 4 from where this started. And the Tigers looking for pot, and that's points off turnovers following the interception of Jerron Kendrick. So can West Melbourne get the stop that could propel them? No. Yes. That's tipped, caught, but it is not going to matter because the West Melbourne Spurs flex up on the Cocoa Tigers, and they, with not quite a goal, well, yeah, that is a goal line stand because it was 3rd and goal from the 1, and the Spurs now need their offense to respond. That was a combination of everything went bad for the Tigers on that one. West Melbourne, of course, stepped up and played outstanding defense there. But I wasn't fond of the play calling. I wasn't fond of the – it just seemed like the kids haven't come back from halftime yet on that one. 3:39 to go here in the 3rd. And Cocoa still pitching a shutout, but West Melbourne now – the Spurs have momentum. Let's see what the offense can do with it. Back in the triple I. Straight up the middle. And it goes virtually nowhere, but 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Barquette in on the stop again. 3:20 to go, 3rd quarter. I see Anthony Valentine down there. They got to try something that's going to change it up. They can't keep running into the heart and the teeth of that Cocoa D. It's just not working. But, again, I mean, how much have you put in? It's an 8U team. How much offense have you put in? That one takes too long to develop again in the backfield. And the Tigers' dark side junior defense sniffs it out. And that's going to be a loss. But we do have a flag down on the near side by the side judge. Let's see what the call is here. Cocoa may even decline this. False start. Take the down. Take the down. Take the loss, take the down. False start. Declined. All right, there you go. Take the down. They take the loss, and now it's 3rd down. And following the loss, the ball will be back at the 11. So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 11 here for West Melbourne, who desperately, desperately needs a play. And they are not going to get it. I mean, the Cocoa Tigers defense it's as if they got the playbook. They are in the backfield before the ball is even being handed off. And in on the stop that time, it looked like was number 22, who was Keandre Harris. And that's going to be the water break with 1:59 to go in the 3rd here. And the Cocoa, well, actually, no, not a water break. The Tigers are going to punt, or the Spurs are going to punt, and the Tigers are going to take over here. 1st and 10. Punt doesn't travel that far, as the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at the West Melbourne 34-yard line. And let's see if the Tigers offense has. Look at the chain gang today. I'm not sure if they know. Look at this. Down the sidelines and out at the 20 after a gain of 15 yards on that one. There's Son Milton. And Milton continues to put forth an outstanding day. Look at that. Just casual day on the chains. Yep. First and 10 inside or right at the red zone for the Tigers. And this time the ball carrier is Marshawn Williams, and this time he will lose a yard or two, I think. I just can't tell with the way they're set up. First of all, they're 2.5, 3 yards off from where the guy with the yard marker is. They don't have the chains pulled all the way tight. Second and 10, says Hadley. He's got a better angle of it from across the field than do I. And this is, and West Melbourne's defense stops Milton on this one, and that's a loss of 5. It'll bring up third down and 15 now. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter as the Cocoa Tigers are just 10 minutes away from their second straight Super Bowl championship on ACYAA Super Bowl Saturday. Back with the fourth quarter in 60 seconds. So a very familiar chant you hear at Richard Dick Blake Stadium. No. In fact, you can't be past those gates. Yep. Hey, make sure that gate's shut for me. Thanks, bud. A familiar chant you hear at Richard Dick Blake Stadium is fourth quarter, Tiger quarter. And right now, Coco trying to put the nail in the coffin of the West Melbourne Spurs season. But they got 2 downs to pick up basically 18 yards, and that's going to be a false start. And now it's going to be third down and 23. I think the Tigers' offense is falling completely and utterly out of sync after halftime. Coming up next, it is 10U, Fort Pierce, and West Melbourne. The only game of the day that the Cocoa Tigers do not have a representative playing. And then it's the 11U game, and then it's the 12U, and then the big boys, the 14U team. So third down and a trip back up the 520 for a first. This is Osiris, and Osiris being chased from behind. Osiris got daylight. He's at the 20, 15, and pushed out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and about 6. 15-yard line he goes out, so 4th and 6 now for Cocoa. Good run there by Osiris Parquette. Big play here for West Melbourne. If they want any shot to come back in this game, they got to have this stop. To me, a first down would be just as lethal as a touchdown because it would take the time off the clock. They did it the last time they were down here. Can they do it again, the Spurs? The Tigers with 4 guys in the backfield trying to draw them off, and Cocoa going to take a timeout here with 9:15 to play in the 4th, leading it 12-0. Just read James Franklin in talks with Virginia. That'd be a good job for James Franklin, Virginia Tech. That's a good football town. Doesn't have the pressure of the Penn States. And I mean, you know, look, we saw what Frank Beamer did for all those years, nearly won a national championship. You could certainly put Virginia Tech into the college football playoffs, so not a bad landing spot for James Franklin. But here, it's 4th and 5, I think. It's either 5 or 6. And they're going to throw this. I mean, that play did not have a shot from start to finish. And in there on the sack was who else? Anthony Valentine Jr., and it's a turnover on downs. And the West Melbourne Spurs will take over with still life with 9:09 to play in the game. They'll take over at the 23. So for the second consecutive Cocoa drive, they are stopped inside the red zone, this time on a sack by LeAnthony Valentine Jr. And another bad snap, and West Melbourne quarterback forced to fall on it, and another loss. A loss of 4. So it'll be 2nd down and 14. It's like the 4th bad snap of the game for the Spurs, and it's cost them. Now, for the second consecutive drive on 2nd down, you're playing from behind the sticks, and that's just not conducive to putting points on the board. 8:30 to go and running. No points here would almost end this thing. Lining up the right way. Quarterback goes over and literally pulls his guy. And there's the snap. Good snap that time. And it didn't matter because coming from the backside with a great play was Marshawn Williams again. Williams just explodes off of that right end and tackles the quarterback for another loss, this time a loss of 2, and now it's 3rd and 16. 7:52 to go in the game. West Melbourne coaches down on the field talking, You can just kind of see the frustration setting in a little bit. They just so far, press box on the other side of the field, 1 for 2. A little bubble screen here. Oh, had it. Nicely done, but dropped by the receiver. 4th down and 16. So far they've asked if anybody's found a wallet, Paul Core's wallet, and I haven't heard the end of that story. And keys, but the keys have been turned in. So far, no wallet. So 1 for 2 so far today on missing items and the lost and found. 50%. Hey, listen, 50% completion percentage on lost and found items. Not bad. 4th and 16 here. Melbourne would like to go 50% completion percentage on this drive, throwing the ball as they put 4 wide receivers out to the left. I don't imagine they're going to run it, and they're not. And Coco eats it up, coming in for a sack to end the drive. And that young man is thrilled with himself, as he should be. And that's Keandre Harris again with his 2nd sack of the game. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Coco with 7:08 to play in the game. And the Tigers now, let's see if they can get their offense going, because they haven't done much at all here in this second half. Both touchdowns came in that first half on a 75-yard run by Osiris Parquet and a 65-yard run by Erison Milton. So 1st and 10, the ball is at the 14. And again, up the gut. And again, West Melbourne equal to the task. 2nd down. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Well, the angle that Hadley has says it's a gain of 3, so 2nd and 7. Here comes Coco, 2nd and 7. 6:26 and running. Still running. The referee comes in and says, step it up, let's go. Hand goes up. Yeah, that play had no shot from the start. West Melbourne read it well, and this is just two offenses stuck in the mud this half right here that just can't get anything going. Coach brings the entire team over to the sideline to huddle up. I would imagine he's got something he wants to say in terms of let's get going here, because my goodness gracious, this is a Tigers team that is completely different than the one that was on the field in the first half. Tigers offense, not team offense, because the defense, and there you go again, because the defense is playing lights out. And now it's 4th down at about 13. I mean, Coco's content to just let the clock run down, but I would think that Coach Parquet wants more from his unit. And he brings them back over to huddle. So, yeah, I would definitely think that he wants a little bit more here. Better hurry, though, because this is 4th down and 12, 13. Hand goes up by the back judge, or the white hat, meaning under 10 seconds. 8, 7. And now we'll get a timeout by Coco. 4:10 to go, and the Tigers will let the clock run on. Maybe that's their plan, is to just let it run all the way down here. Now through 7.5 quarters of football, the Tigers have outscored West Melbourne 30-0 this year, 18-0 back on the 13th of September, and 12-0 here today, looking to make it a clean sweep, a 10-0 perfect season, and an ACYAA Super Bowl championship with it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So 4th down and 13 for Coco here. Cyrus Parquette at quarterback. No, or is it Milton? The snap goes to Milton. Milton looks to get outside. Got a seam. One guy to beat. He beats him down to the 10, 5, and out of bounds. 1st and goal for the Tigers. I believe they've got enough for the 1st down. Or is it a turnover on downs? Oh, wow. Turnover on downs. He did not get there. So it's a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for West Melbourne. They got 4 minutes to get 12 points and will start this drive on their own 5-yard line. 95 yards to pay dirt here. They need something quick. All right. West Melbourne needs to be careful here, too, because the way the Tigers have been getting into that backfield, fumble or a safety, and it's either a touchdown or right back in it again. West Melbourne now under center, doubles, 4 wide receivers, 2 split equally. It's a jet motion sweep, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. And the ball's out, and Coco's got it, and the Tigers will take over. 1st and goal to go at the 2. Well, can't say we didn't tell you so. And that's exactly what happens on the first play of the drive is a fumble. And the way that dark side defense has been penetrating that offensive line today, that is not a shock as the Tigers have 1st and goal from the 2. Now, they had this earlier and could not get in. So here goes Coco to try to put the final nail in the coffin here of the West Melbourne Spurs. And this is just going to be yeah, we got a false start. Yeah, everybody moved on that one. So now Coco does it again where they get a false start, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 6. And Coach Parquette wants an answer as to why they just can't find a rhythm here. 3:50 to go. Did he take a timeout? Nope. It says wind the clock, 3:30. I think this is a Cocoa Tiger victory, and of course, Coach Parquette's going to be happy the fact that they won this championship today, no doubt about it. Playing West Melbourne is never easy. These programs, they all have the identity of tough, physical, fast football. Cocoa, of course, speed, physicality. And we're going to have another flag. And that's going to be another false start. But I can't imagine he's happy with his offense here in the second half. So it'll back him up again. And now it's 1st and goal from the 12, where it was at the 2. And let's see if the referee gives the signal to wind the clock. Coming up next, it is the Fort Pierce Firehawks red team against West Melbourne Outlaws. And that's straight up the gut, and that gets all the way back down to the 5 on 1st and goal from the 12. So a gain of 7, 2nd and goal from the 5 now. 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes, and I don't know if West Melbourne's going to want to stop the clock or what they want to do here, but if they've got timeouts, now's the time to burn them. And that is indeed what happens as West Melbourne takes their timeout. They want the football back, and I don't blame them. So 2:51 away from their 2nd straight championship as the Outlaws get ready to take the field. We will end our game immediately after the final whistle as we have to get ready for the next game in terms of setting the scoreboard up and all that good stuff. So no trophy presentation, none of that. I'm by myself, so I have to get that done for the next game so that it flows smooth and seamless. Cocoa now 2nd and goal from the 5. Looks like a tush push formation. Touchdown, walks in, and Cocoa puts the exclamation point on it as Marshawn Williams, who has played a great two-way game today, adds the 3rd Tiger touchdown of the day. And with 2:43 to play, let the party start for the 8U Cocoa Tigers. $18-0 right now, the identical score with which they beat them by. I was going to say, do they have a holder? Oh, there he is. The snap, the hold, the kick is no good. And with 2:43 to go, it's all Tigers. As the Fort Pierce Firehawks set up their tent. And West Melbourne trying to get on the scoreboard against the Tigers at least once this year. They've got 2 minutes and 35 seconds to do it and 70 yards to go to try to make that happen. Jet sweep, good chip block there by the quarterback, but the Tiger, it does not matter as Osiris Parquette comes in and just takes down the ball carrier, and that's a loss. 2:13 and running. I can't imagine that nobody's going to stop the clock here. I say that, but you never know. There's a little nice run outside, but chased down the backside over there. Can't see the number. Looks like 21 made that stop for Coco. That can't be because they don't have a 21. And the Tigers continue to push the chains back as 1 minute, 5 seconds to go in the game here. And Coco will go 2 for 2 today as the youth team won, or the flag team won 13-12 over Melbourne Elite Chargers. And Coco's going to win 18-0 over West Melbourne. Nice pitch and catch, but he'll be stopped here at the 46. The biggest play of the day. Nice pitch and catch there, 24 and a half seconds. The clock stops, and he came right up out of his shoe there. Let's give that young man his flowers on that. It's either 3 or 7 for West Melbourne. If it's 3, it's Derek Williams the third. If it's 7, it's Amani McDavid. And we do get a timeout. So the 10U game coming up. And again, as soon as this one's over, we will log off. I want to say congratulations to West Melbourne on a great year. They're going to finish 8-2. But the trophy goes to Coco and Coach Quincy Parquette, Francis Arthur, Larry Harris, Alon Johnson, Joshua Kelly, Bison Milton, Asia Gonzalez, Anthony Holland, Aubrey Holland, and Catherine Jones. Parents, first 6 I read were coaches. And 11 seconds to go as the Melbourne Spurs, for some reason, want to stop the clock. And I guess maybe because they want to try and score. But I get it. Big day in college football today. A lot of ranked teams playing against each other. Iowa and USC, 21-17, 21 and the 17th ranked teams. Got Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas tonight, and a big one. $11 seconds. Last-ditch effort here for West Melbourne to try to get on the board. They trail this thing 18-0. And that'll do it. I don't know if they're going to try and call a timeout again. I can't imagine. And that'll do it. Congratulations to the Cocoa Tigers. They win at 18-0. They are your ACYAA Super Bowl champions for 8U. And we'll be back.